If you don't usually follow international news, but value human stories, this one's for you. Yesterday marked a significant moment as a plane-carrying reporter, Evan Gershkovich, journalist Alsu Kurmasheva, and former Marine Paul Whelan landed in the US. This was part of a historic 24-person prisoner exchange between Russia and the United States. President Biden and Vice President Harris personally greeted the returnees at Joint Base Andrews. This exchange, the largest since the Cold War, highlights ongoing diplomatic efforts despite rising tensions. Families of the freed Americans expressed immense relief and gratitude. However, not everyone is celebrating. The mother of Mark Fogel, another American still imprisoned in Russia, criticized the administration for not securing his release. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Welcome back. In this chapter, we delve deeper into the implications of this historic prisoner swap. What does this exchange mean for US-Russia relations moving forward? Experts say that while it shows a willingness to engage in dialogue, it also reveals the complexities and challenges of international diplomacy. The exchange has sparked debates among policymakers and analysts. Some view it as a positive step towards de-escalating tensions. Others argue it could set a precedent for future negotiations, potentially encouraging adversaries to detain more Americans as bargaining chips. The swap also raises questions about the criteria used to prioritize which prisoners are included in such exchanges. Critics have pointed out that high-profile cases often receive more attention, leaving others, like Mark Fogel, feeling neglected. On a broader scale, this event has brought international attention to the issue of political prisoners and the conditions they face. It serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of geopolitical conflicts. As we continue to monitor the situation, one thing is clear. The stories of Gershkovich, Whelan, Kurmasheva, and others like them will continue to shape the narrative of US-Russia relations for years to come. Stay with us as we explore more facets of this complex story. Chapter 3: Reactions from Families and Officials. As the dust settles from the historic prisoner swap, the emotional impact on the families of Gershkovich, Whelan, and Kurmasheva cannot be understated. Their return home has been a moment of immense relief and joy. In an emotional statement, Evan Gershkovich's parents expressed their profound gratitude to everyone involved in securing his release. They described the moment they reunited with their son as a miracle, a moment they had been praying for every single day since his detention. Meanwhile, Paul Whelan's family has mixed emotions. They are overjoyed to have Paul back, but remain painfully aware of the many others still detained abroad. They have vowed to continue advocating for those who remain imprisoned, using their platform to bring attention to these often overlooked cases. Yelena Kurmasheva's family shared similar sentiments. They spoke of the ordeal they endured, the sleepless nights, and the constant worry. Their relief is palpable, but they too acknowledge the broader implications of this swap. Government officials have also weighed in. Secretary of State Antony Blinken called the swap a testament to the power of diplomacy and a reminder of the US government's commitment to bringing its citizens home. However, he also emphasized that this exchange does not mark the end of efforts to secure the release of other detained Americans. Russian officials, on the other hand, have framed the swap as a victory for Russian diplomacy. In a statement, they highlighted their commitment to protecting Russian citizens abroad and securing their safe return. The reactions from both sides underscore the complex emotions and political ramifications of such exchanges. While the immediate focus is on the joy of reunification, the broader narrative continues to evolve. Stay tuned as we delve into the next chapter, examining the long-term impacts of this historic event on international relations. Chapter 4: Historical Context of US-Russia Prisoner Swaps. To fully understand the significance of the recent prisoner swap, it's essential to look back at the historical context of US-Russia exchanges. These swaps have a long and complex history, often reflecting the broader geopolitical tensions between the two nations. One of the most famous swaps occurred during the Cold War in 1962, when American U-2 pilot Francis Gary Powers was exchanged for Soviet spy Rudolf Abel on the Glienicke Bridge in Berlin. This event, immortalized in popular culture, underscored the high stakes and covert operations characteristic of that era. Fast forward to 2010, and we see another notable exchange. 10 Russian sleeper agents were traded for 4 individuals imprisoned in Russia. This swap, conducted on the tarmac of a Vienna airport, highlighted the ongoing espionage activities and the enduring strategic rivalry between the US and Russia. These historical swaps were not just about the individuals involved, but were emblematic of the broader power dynamics and diplomatic negotiations at play. Each exchange has been a delicate balancing act, involving intense behind-the-scenes negotiations and often significant concessions. The recent swap of Gershkovich, Whelan, and Kurmasheva fits into this long tradition, reminding us that while the faces and names may change, the underlying geopolitical chess game remains constant. As we reflect on these historical precedents, it becomes clear that prisoner swaps are more than just isolated incidents. They are pivotal moments that can influence international relations for years to come. Understanding this context helps us appreciate the complexities and the significance of the recent events. Join us in the next chapter as we explore the potential long-term impacts of this latest exchange on US-Russia relations.